Is titled Advanced Techniques in Marketing for the Marine Industry. And I'm here today with Melanie Kyle of Kyle Media, owners of the Marine Ad Network and sponsors of these monthly webinars.
Hey,
Melanie.
Janet. Hello, how are you? Hi, everybody.
Okay, so before we get started, I want to take care of some housekeeping items. Everyone has been placed in silent mode, so if you have questions, please use the chat box you see on your screen on the lower right-hand side. We'll answer questions at the end of the presentation, so feel free to post your question anytime you have it. If for some reason we don't address your question in the time that we have, we will get back to you by email afterwards. And also, please do let us know if you want to talk to someone one-to-one afterwards about anything that we've discussed here. You can put that in the chat and we'll see it later. Second, we will be sending out this presentation afterwards, so there's no need to ask if you'll get the link. We do have your emails from when you all registered, and we'll send out this link as soon as we can after the webinar, getting that off to you. So third, please do feel free when you get the link to forward this to anyone that you think might benefit from this information. We do these webinars on a monthly basis, and we're hoping that you'll share information that you find useful and that you'll join us again in the future. All right, so let's get started. Moving forward, we're going to be talking about advanced techniques in marketing for the marine industry, and I'm up with the first one. And then Melanie will be talking about a couple other ones after this. Google My Business. If you're a local business, that could be a local marina or local dealer, or even a yacht servicing company or some other type of servicing company from a trade perspective, making sure that you come up in local searches is a must. And now you can make sure that your business will be found through this new service called Google My Business. So let's talk about what that is. Google My Business, if you go and take a look at it, you'll see it's a new way that you can connect with local customers. And I say new way, meaning, you've had things like Yelp for years and other services. And now Google My Business wants to be that local service. So Google, you can do national searches, but Google really now is focusing on the local business. So it's for you, the local business owner. As you can see in this slide, it was launched back in 2014, but they're really focusing on it now. And so for that reason, because Google is sort of like the monster of all searches, 90% of all searches are done through Google, it's really important that you know about this and that you use it in addition to whatever else you're doing on Google for local marketing. So how does it work? If you have a local business, that means you have a street address. What you'll do is you'll go into Google My Business. They'll ask for your address and your business name. You claim your business and you put in all the information. And what do? They verify your business the old-fashioned way. They will send you something in the mail. That means you can't do this like tomorrow, overnight, or while I'm talking to you. You can certainly start the process, but go in and claim your business, your address, your street address, and Google will send you something in the mail. After you get that piece in the mail, you will get a code. You go in, you put in that code, and you verify who you are. So once you've done that, you can go in and start to fill in the description of your business. You can post updates there, new store opening. If you're suddenly having something new in the store, you can put offers there. And it's really interesting to go in and look at what other Google businesses are doing. Realize now, like anything else, you need to find out what your competitors are doing. And if your competitors are there, of course, certainly it's something that you want to do. So the next slide basically shows you what this process is like. You go in and you verify your business. And what Google essentially is doing with this service is it's maximizing its Google Maps. So in the past, you've been maximizing your Google search for search engines. You may have noticed now that when you open up Google Maps, if you are a user of Google Maps, that you don't necessarily have to put in the street address you want to go to, right? Let's say you want to go to a local restaurant or you want to go to a local marina. You can now put in the name of the marina and the address comes up. Well, that's exactly what Google My Business is all about. It's about maximizing search on maps, Google Maps, as opposed to maximizing search in the Google search engine. So it's kind of marrying the two. So you can update your profile anytime. As you can see there, you've got all those choices: business profile, your website posts, bookings, and insights. And those are all things that you should look into and utilize. So as I said earlier, here's how I went in to verify my address. They're actually going to send you a postcard. And that's the best way to verify it. I will tell you that this is a good example of where you should be very, very careful. You do not use a P.O. box or other type of UPS store. You will get into lots of hot water if you do that. You need to put in your physical address. And if you call them and ask them, if you have a problem, they'll say, do you have a sign? That's kind of how that's their litmus test. If you have a sign saying it's your business, as opposed to someone would say a home-based business that doesn't have a sign, then that's the address you should use. And make sure that you use that address. Otherwise, you'll get into a lot of hot water, and trust me, it's hard to get out of it, since I've actually encountered that. After you have verified your listing, you'll see this kind of home screen, and you can see all the things. Insights is just that. You can go in and see actually all sorts of different information about your business. You can complete your listing. You can add the hours you're open, the description of your business, your logo, all sorts of information that people might want to know. If you have a store, is the store open? What are the store hours? Do you have special store hours? If you're closed for a certain holiday, are you closed on that holiday? All these things you can put so that people will show up when you want them to, and they won't show up if you don't want them to. Probably one of the most important things you can do, again, like a Yelp, is to have someone giving you reviews. And you can get 5-star reviews. You can have people, putting in different statements about what they liked and what they didn't like. Once again, for better or for worse, this is more work on you or on your marketing firm, to make sure that you're maximizing everything you can for your listing. Again, because if your competitors are here, it's really important that you be here also. So that's something you might want to check out. So Google My Business, again, it's maximizing Google's mapping capabilities and their location expertise, as well as their search expertise. And it's really important that you start to use these. It's an advanced technique for your marketing. So that's it.
Thank you, Janet. And I just want to ask really quick, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a completely free tool to use, correct?
Yes, it's a completely free tool, unless, of course, you want to do ads, in which case, you can always spend.
So
So
no excuses why everybody on this call should not be on this,
nope.
because it's completely free and something that Google offers as a service for your customers to find you easier. And it is beyond frustrating for me when I'm out and about searching for a company and I put them into my phone and they don't pop up as in directions or a phone number or something like that. So please, please, please utilize this free service from Google.
Yes, and actually, there's one more thing you bring it up. You could even create a website on this particular on the Google Maps, Google My Business. If you don't have one, just again, as a placeholder, so that just like you said, if someone wants to find you, they can always find you this way by putting in the name of your business.
Awesome. All right, so everybody has homework tonight. Make sure you have this completed for each of your companies that you work with. All right, thanks so much, Janet. I found that super interesting. It's not something that we actually do for our clients, and so I know that you have experience doing that. So thanks for bringing that to the table and sharing it with everybody on the call.
Happy to do it.
Awesome. All right. Well, I am now going to talk about something that I do have a lot of experience doing with our clients, and that is we'll talk briefly about geofencing, and then I'm going to get into what we call hyperlocal targeting. Both of those could probably warrant their own webinars, so I'm going to try to minimize my talking as much as possible to crunch everything into that 30-minute time zone. So let's talk about geofencing. I thought that it would be nice for us to show you a little video. It's a little whiteboard video. It's a couple minutes long, and I think that it really helps describe what geofencing is. And it has somebody else talking, which I know sometimes helps because she has a much better voice than me. So I'm going to turn the video on, and I'm going to let you guys watch this quick video that we put together that shows exactly how we utilize geofencing to target boat shows and other marine-related events.
Meet Phil. He's excited to go to the boat show and ready to spend some money. He's looking at new navigation systems. His boat seats are looking.
I'm going to start this over. I think I'm having Janet. Can you hear it?
Meet Phil. He's excited to go to the boat show
I can hear it.
and ready to spend some money. He's looking at new navigation systems. His boat seats are looking worse for wear. Heck, he might be in the market for a new boat. Your company goes to boat shows and other special marine-related events to meet guys like Phil. But on average, you have just 8 seconds to grab his attention as he walks by your booth, and you know how hard that is. Now you can target your ideal customer and drive them straight to your booth at boat shows or other marine events using what's called geofencing. Basically, you put a digital fence around the site of the event. Anybody with a smartphone or other mobile device within that virtual perimeter will see your digital ads inviting them to your booth when they visit any website, apps, or social networks. You spend thousands to have a booth. This is how you make sure you stay busy. It's a captive audience, a target-rich environment of people ready to buy boating products. Think of how many people attend a typical boat show. Your digital ads can be seen by thousands. Plus, when somebody clicks on your ad, you drive qualified traffic to your website, even more potential customers down the road. Even better, these folks will see your digital ads for weeks to come thanks to the Marine Ad Network retargeting campaign. Just another way to get your message in front of more people, the right people. And don't worry, we take care of all the technical stuff. To find out more.
Okay, I'm going to stop it now because now it just becomes a sales pitch for the Marine Ad Network. So we'll move back over the presentation. So anyway, I just thought that was a great way to kind of give you an overview of what geofencing is. Sometimes it's a very hard concept for people to grasp and understand how exactly we do that. But basically, it boils down to as long as you have location services turned on your phone, we're able to pinpoint down a digital fence within that boat show perimeter or even an event perimeter and serve ads directly onto the smartphones or tablets of people within that fence. I know that you'll hear me using the term boat shows quite frequently because that's probably most of our business is boat shows, but we also target a lot of other events. For example, this weekend, we're targeting the Charleston Sailing Week. So we have a company that's wanting to target all the sailors that are congregating there for race week. We have people utilizing this technology to target their competitors' locations or dealer meetings or anything like that. So there's really lots of ways that we can utilize geofencing outside of just boat shows. So how really does geofencing work? And we talked about this briefly. I'm showing you an example right here of how geofencing works at the Miami Boat Show. So this particular example, we wanted to target everybody that came to the main show, which would be on Virginia Key. So we drew a digital perimeter around Virginia Key. And in fact, a lot of times when we're in Miami, we'll get the water space where the water taxis are out too. And so we can get people that are attending the show as they're actually using the transportation to get to the show. And so once that digital fence is created, then as long as your people have their location services turned on, we can start showing ads to these people immediately. Now, there are a lot of companies out there that will tell you that they will geofence for you, but they will not utilize social media. That is a red flag for me immediately. There are lots of companies that can do this for you. Again, just ask them if they are able to use social media in their geofencing efforts, because if they can't, then they're not doing it correctly. Social media should most definitely be used. It should only be shown in the digital, within the digital fence. And again, if they're not utilizing social media, they're not doing it correctly. Social media is one of the best ways for us to capture people within that digital fence, because 9 people out of 10, if they're sitting down to have a beer, they're probably getting on social media to post a picture, to check in, or any of those type things. So not only are they going to check the weather, which a lot of people will ask what types of sites their ads will show up on. So not only social media type sites like Instagram and Facebook, but also weather and news. Weather primarily probably accounts for over half of the traffic that we see at our events that we geofence, especially because boaters are constantly going on to check the weather and to see what's happening. And so those ads will show up. As you can see here, here's an example from Festiva Sailing Vacations. They were trying to get people to sign up to get a quote for a vacation at the Miami show. So this ad showed up on Facebook, as well as some of the other apps. Okay, here's again, a couple more examples. I know people like seeing examples because it's a very hard concept when you're not sitting in front or sitting at the boat show to see exactly how your ads are going to look if you're doing a geofencing campaign. So if you see the Suzuki outboard ad over there, that is how the ad would appear on an app. So this happens to be a weather.com app. And so you can see that's the International Marine actually put their pricing in there, which I highly recommend. And it was very visually appealing, and they have a clear call to action there. The other one is for Sea Ray Boats and Yachts. And this one, I believe, was at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. And again, they didn't have as much of a clear call to action here, but they did have some amazing imagery that they used. And so those images really caught the attention of people attending the boat show. I cannot stress this enough, that the banner ads that you use and the creatives that you use are really what makes or breaks this campaign. I always will tell people, if you have a price that you know is well below your competitors' pricing, put that price out there. Let them see it. If they are shopping for this, they are going to see it and they're going to notice it. This particular company, International Marine, they had 50 lead submits just during the actual boat show, not counting any lead submits that came out of anything that happened after the show was over from our retargeting efforts. And they closed almost every single one of those sales that they had from that particular campaign at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. So you guys know how much outboard engines cost, so you can figure out pretty easily how much they made as a result of a smaller campaign with us. So it was very successful. But again, I'm a firm believer that the reason that campaign was successful was because they put the pricing, and the pricing was well below their competitors' pricing. In addition to putting pretty pictures and imagery on here, I highly recommend utilizing video. Video is king. Video will always outdo any of these static type images. And I know a lot of people will come to us and say we can't afford to have video made, but we can also, put some images together to make it kind of look like a video, to capture the attention more. So we can work with you on figuring out ways to create videos that are inexpensive. A lot of times our clients will send us 5-minute long videos, and we can slice and dice it down into a 20-30 second commercial, if you want to call it that, for them to use during these shows. But again, video is king. Use video if you can. Okay, so here's where the magic happens in terms of geofencing boat shows. So a lot of times, people are busy at the boat show. So yes, they're seeing your ad, and yes, they're interested, and yes, they're clicking over to it. But unless they visit your booth there, it's highly unlikely that they are going to purchase the product there at the particular boat show if they have to go on your website to do it. And so what we do on all of our geofencing campaigns is we offer retargeting. And this is really where we're seeing our conversions happen, primarily as after the fact. So after they've attended the boat show, we continue to serve them ads for 2 weeks after the boat show ends. And this just, refreshes their memory. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that particular accessory, on my phone during the boat show. That was really cool. And then we encourage people, okay, well, if they didn't buy it at the boat show, let's offer them a discount or free shipping or something after the show in the retargeting campaigns to capture their attention and have them go back and purchase that product or do that lead submit form to find out more information. So again, highly important part of the geofencing campaign. Again, I know I always talk about conversion tracking because I feel like this is the most important piece for you guys. This is what you're looking for. You guys want to know, did my campaign work? Did I make any money as a result of doing this geofencing campaign? And you know what? Sometimes people don't fill out the forms. Unfortunately, it happens. But we really would like to try to track everything. Okay, did they call you? Did they do a lead submit form? Did they purchase something? All those different things that we can track. And the more we track, the better, because what happens is that if we're not tracking this, anything, well, guess what? They may come back to you 6 months from now and decide to buy the product or find out a particular boat model that you're selling. But how can you correlate that back to your initial campaign with the Marine Ad Network? So that's why it's important. If we have those conversion tracking pixels installed, we can continue to track that purchase over the next few months to see what happens, how many times they come back. Do they call you? Do they go and purchase? So we can track that whole process as long as we have conversion tracking in place. And it's a free service that we offer to all of our clients if you purchase a geofencing campaign package. All right, so the next topic I'm going to briefly touch on is called hyperlocal targeting. Okay, so what's the difference? Everybody always asks, what's the difference between geofencing and what is the difference between hyperlocal targeting? So think of hyperlocal targeting as direct mail, only digital. All right, so we are going to go down and we're actually going to use such a small area. We're just going to target the person's house. Okay. So what happens is you give us a list. So say you already have a list of people you want to reach your message to, or you come to us and we work with a company and we can get lists of boat owners, for example. We have a lot of companies utilizing this technology from boat registrations. So we get a list of names and home addresses, and then we can go and turn those into coordinates, and we go and we can target those ads directly into the home of the boat owner. This has been super powerful for us. We're seeing a lot of great success with this. Companies are liking this because there's really zero waste involved. I know a lot of you will probably say, okay, but what about all the little kids that are on Snapchat and Instagram, and how are they going to see our ads? And what about people that are Airbnb and their house is out in Fort Lauderdale? We don't want those people. We only want the people that live there. So we put on a ton of layers on top of this. So we do an age layer. We do an income layer. We do if they live there or they're visiting layer. So there's lots of layers that we put on top of this list in order to really pinpoint down and get the owners of these particular vessels or your customers. So this is an example of a campaign that we ran. This particular company was looking for all yachts over 50 feet in Broward County. And I believe that they also wanted older boats so they could go in and target these homeowners and try to entice them into buying a newer boat. And so we went in and got a list of boat owners' addresses, and then we turned them into coordinates. As you can see here, this particular house was on our list and has a quite large yacht in the back there docked. And we were able to serve them ads right into their homes, which was really powerful for this particular company. This ad isn't the company that was running it. I just wanted to show you an example again of how an ad would appear on the cell phone. Not only can we use cell phones and tablets in the house, but we can also use desktops. Now, when we're working with hyperlocal, we do not use social media. We cannot get our social media coordinates down small enough radius of just a home or business. And so when we're using hyperlocal, it's almost 100% apps and mobile websites that we utilize your ads appearing on. But if you're utilizing a retargeting campaign in addition to this, then at that point we can start to use social media for the retargeting campaign. Again, this is an example of, we have a lot of customers that come to us wanting to pick up new dealers or target specific businesses instead of actual customer. And so this particular company was wanting to target all the Canvas dealerships in North Carolina, our Canvas installers. And so we took out their list of people that they wanted to bring on board as potential installers, turned those into coordinates, and we served those ads directly into the business owner's office per se. And so this is just to give you an example of how you can do B2B or B2C in these type campaigns. Okay, so I know a lot of people ask about pricing. So this example that I'm going to show you is just to give you an idea of what pricing is for a service like this, because a lot of people think that it's completely out of their budgets when they're utilizing hyperlocal, but really it's not. The key to this is going to be getting your list small enough to actually be able to go out and target to them. So if you say, I want all of the boats over 25 feet in Florida, well, we're going to have a list of thousands and thousands of boats in order to target those, and that's going to be super costly. So what we need to do is we need to actually get down into boat brands, links, and years, and that's really where we can target down our list. So for example, this one, we wanted Hatteras and Viking owners, and I think it was over 70 feet in North and South Carolina. And so we came down to 250 qualified boat owners with those large of yachts in those two states. And what we wanted to do was we serve on average 5 impressions per day per home address. And so we were serving them those. So on an average month, you would be buying 37,500 impressions, and it just cost them $600 a month to do this. So again, I know this probably went over a lot of your heads and what I just was rambling here with impressions and all that, but we can go over that with you if you have specific criteria that you're looking for. But I just wanted to show you here that it definitely is, something that everybody can afford on all levels. And these are the different variables that we can use when we're running the hyperlocal campaigns: boat brand, boat model, length of boat, year of boat. And then what we do again is we overlay income, net worth, or age on top of that. So we really dial down our audiences and we really dial down our list. And so we're working with a very good qualified list of boat owners in this particular case. For the B2B, we can target any type of business as long as we have an address. And we can actually, now we're utilizing new technology where we can actually go in and target people who have visited that business. So for example, anybody that's visited a West Marine in the last 2 months in the United States, we can go in and we can target those people after the fact. They didn't even have to click on your ad. So we've been working on developing databases to where we can go in and actually target those people. That's a whole nother webinar, but it's very cool technology. And so anybody that were to go to a yacht club on the East Coast, for example, we can go back and target all those people that have visited a yacht club over the last few months. So lots of things to think about there. Look at that. I am exactly
really powerful.
30 minutes.
That is awesome. So we've gotten some quick questions in. One is, what is the price range for placing a geofencing ad?
Yes. So we have lots of packages, or I shouldn't say lots. We have 4 or 5 different packages. The smallest one starting at $750. However, if you're talking about a boat show or an event like the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, we don't sell those smaller packages typically because you just get lost in the shuffle at those type of events. Usually $1,500 to $2,500 is really where we recommend our clients starting at.
Great. And then the other is for the hyper local. Is there a minimum package? You had mentioned that $600 a month, which I think is an awesome price. But is there any kind of minimum package for that?
No. So if you work with the Marine Ad Network through hyperlocal targeting, we have a minimum spend of 2,000, but you can break that up over 3 or 4 months if you want. So that's really, there's no minimum into how much you can spend on hyperlocal. It's just meeting our company minimums per se.
Got it. Got it. Cool. I think that's all we have time for right now, because I do want to be cognizant of everyone's time. So thank you so much for joining us, and we do hope that you'll join us again for the next webinar. It's going to be on May 14th, so mark your calendars now, Tuesday, May 14th, and we're going to have a guest presenter talking about messenger marketing. So that should be very exciting since it is sort of a new technology. In the meantime, if you'd like some better results from your marketing or just an overall marketing strategy so you can get more people coming to your business, please reach out to me at janetgranger.com and I will help you. Thanks so much, and we look forward to seeing you in May. Have a great day.